Today, we're going to take a look at the absolute best way to speed up your Webflow workflow. Variables. When you start a new project, adapting your framework to perfectly match your or your client's brand, it usually takes a lot of time. But what if you could set up an entire brand foundation in just a few minutes? First, what are variables? Simply put, a variable is kind of like a container for a specific value. Could be a brand color, font size, or a spacing gap, or anything like that. By connecting these to a framework, you set this value once, and then instantly it populates across your entire site. Today, I'll show you how this gives you a very fast start to your project. And as a bonus, it's the ultimate peace of mind. If you or your client ever needs a global design update down the line, it just takes seconds to change. Let's jump into the Webflow Designer and see how fast we can set this up. I have a fresh clone from the Atom Builder framework. I also have a Figma mood board where I have all my colors, typography, and UI elements so we can easily get the values from here. First, I'm going to copy the main color, the brand 1. Copy the hex value. I'm going to open the variables. I'm going to paste it in the brand 1 color. And you're going to see that all the shades of this color are automatically calculated for you. So you have all your shades ready. You can tweak them with hue, saturation, and lightness. You can change the value for saturation and lightness and achieve the exact tone or shade of the main color that you want. It's quite fast and very flexible. We're going to do the same for the brand 2 color. So same exercise, we copy the main value of our brand 2 color, paste it in, and you'll see that all the shades are automatically calculated. And again, I can tweak the saturation to make it less saturated, and I can change the lightness to make it brighter or darker with plus and minus. Once my colors are set up, I'm going to jump into the color schemes. This is where I connect all my primitive colors to different UI elements for my site, like text colors, background color, foreground color, border color, and even buttons like main button, primary button, secondary button. I even set up the hover colors here. And I do that for each of the modes. We also have a dark mode, so of course I will change the colors for that specific mode, change the background, the foreground, and all the button colors. And I do that the same for the brand 1 color scheme, and we also have a brand 2 color scheme. So I set it up, and if I don't need a specific color, I can inherit the color from the base mode. We also have a gradient mode. For this project, I'm not going to use it, so I'm just going to reset all the values here. Next up is typography. I look at my sketch and I can see what font I'm using. For this project, I already uploaded the font to Webflow. So basically, we just go to typography and we just change the font. And for this project, we use the same for heading and body, but you can have 2 different ones. And letter spacing to match your font. Then we have line height trim, which is really great to have a pixel perfect website, which lets you actually trim away that line height you don't need so you get perfect spacing. There's a great tool for that I will link in the description. Basically, you upload your font and you can adjust the top and bottom trim like this. And then you just copy the values and you paste them in the variables. And you can see that by doing this, it's going to trim the boxes perfectly, so you have even spacing throughout your whole site between elements. Next up is UI styles, where we have border radius and border width. And in this project, we use quite a large border radius, so I want to make some quick updates here. I'm just going to jump it up one step, 0.25 rem for all of these styles, and I know that's going to work. For the border width and icon stroke, I'm just going to keep it the same, 1 pixel converted to rem. Next, we have sizes. So for sizes, for most projects, you don't really have to make changes here. It is set up pretty standard. This is where you have all your fluid spacing, your fluid typography for headings, for paragraphs. It's all controlled here using clamp technology. Even your icons are set up here. Your spacing elements you can change here if you need to. And also for your section spacing, it's all controlled from here. And of course, your gaps. So once this is all done, you will see your whole style guide has been updated with the correct text styles, with your color schemes. Basically everything in your style guide has been updated, and you have to make very few tweaks to your style guide. Of course, you can come here and make changes to your classes if you need to, but most of your styles and also all your components are automatically updated via variables. And also, of course, your starter templates are all updated. And this is what it looks like now. And this is what it looked like before. So in just a few minutes, we have a new brand. And there you have it. In just a few minutes, we've completely adapted the Atom Builder framework to a new brand style. By simply updating our primitives, color schemes, typography, some UI elements, and spacing, we watched every single class and component instantly fall into place. Now, to be clear, updating variables won't magically build your entire website for you. You still actually have to design and build out your pages, but this workflow gives you an extreme head start. It cuts hours of repeated setup and gives you the security that if you ever need a global change, it's just a few clicks away. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything coming in the next few weeks. We have a lot of exciting stuff in the pipeline. And why don't you let me know in the comments how you use variables in your projects. All right, see you in the next one.